Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. Today Jules and I are back out in the Travel Master and we are at Bowness-on-Windermere, and it's the camping and caravanning club site we've arrived at. In this video I'm going to be showing you the club site here, Bowness Town Centre, and then Jules and I are going on the boat all the way up to Ambleside and we'll be having a look at that as well. I'll also be showing you some good places to eat while you are staying here. So let's make a start first of all with the club site. Now, Bowness-on-Windermere is in the Southern Lake District and it is on the shores of Windermere. If you want to explore the lakes, this is a fabulous place to start. As I say, it's in the Southern Lakes, it's easily accessible off the M6, and Windermere is one of the most popular destinations. Bear in mind though, the Lake District is a very wet place, so bring a good coat and an umbrella and you'll be absolutely fine. Now, the club site is literally a couple of minutes walk from the water's edge, and we'll see that very soon. Now, when Jules and I arrived, we came from Yorkshire and we came up the A1, across the A66, and then we took the scenic route in the Travel Master. We took the A685. It's a beautiful road, but if you're not overly confident in your motorhoming or caravanning abilities, I'd maybe stick to a bigger road. But we had a beautiful drive in, arrived at the club site, and the thing with the camping and caravanning club is once you arrive on site, they'll give you a choice of pitches. So we had quite a few to choose from, fortunately, although sometimes on a site like this that's very busy, you may have a limited number. We're on pitch 70, we're sort of up at the top end of the site. I'll show you a bit more as we have a wander around, but this is pitch 70. Almost all the pitches here are hard standing with electric. There are also some really nice fully serviced pitches and then just a couple of grass pitches. They're closed at the moment. And the pitches are a good size. We're 8.4 metres long, so a big motorhome, and we've got on here absolutely no problem. This Bowness club site actually had quite a bit of renovation work done in 2022. So this is one of the better sites on the club network, certainly as far as I'm concerned, really nicely finished and well kept. This one has the electric hookup, and you can just see an example of the electric hookup bollard. On a club site, you're also going to get the Wi-Fi, the site Wi-Fi included in the price. I've tested it out and it's pretty good, to be fair, as well. Price-wise, because it's always important, isn't it, how much it's cost you? So price-wise, in November, this pitch is around £37 a night, and that's for a couple, for Jules and I. Right, there's the pitch. Let's go take a closer look around the site, see the amenity block, then we'll fire off down into Bowness. I'll just get my backpack. Right, I've got my backpack, so I'm all ready to go. The motorhome's a bit mucky. I just want to point this out. This was actually as a result of driving here. Jules and I got here 2 days ago and it has hammered it down ever since. We've been out a couple of times, but not much. So yeah, this isn't how I normally like to present my motorhome. And we've got a hosepipe ban still in Yorkshire. You come to the lakes and it is the wettest place in the world, and then you go back to where we are in Yorkshire and it's we're still in the drought season. So yeah, I'll have to sort that out, won't I? Right, as we wander down, Jules and I are now walking back to the facility block, and it's just nice to see as we go how laid out the site is, really. Nice and spacious. I do like the amount of space between the pitches here. Now, obviously, we've just got a motorhome, but if you're here with a caravan and a car and an awning, there still seems to be a good amount of space around most of the pitches. Some of them, more in that direction, are actually wider than some of the ones up this top end. So obviously, when you arrive, make sure you get the best pitch for your outfit. So as we walk back down, we're going to come to the facility point. Now, there's only one facility block on site, and it's this, because this is not a big club site. It's actually a fairly small and compact site, and it's got a really nice feel to it. This is the facility block. Now, here you'll find the female facilities, male facilities, an accessible point, and also round the corner there, a laundrette and the chemical disposal point. There's also a water tap here if you're coming with your caravan. There's a motorhome service point, which I'll show you in a minute. So within the facility block, you're going to have the toilets and the showers, and there's also a code you're going to need. So they are secure, so people that are visiting the area can't just go in and use them. They are fairly modern in terms of camping caravanning club facilities as well, which is always good. As well as having the facilities here, Further down this end of the site, this is the other part of the site, you're also going to find a tap down there, a grey waste disposal if you have a grey waste carrier with your caravan, and there's also a further chemical disposal point down there for your toilet cassette. So if you're in the part of the site we are, you're going to be dumping here. Obviously if you're down there, you want to go down there. Down that end there's also a way out of the site at the top end there, and that will get you to the Nab ferry. I'm going to put some links in the description so you can get a little bit more of an understanding about that. The bin facility is also behind the loo block here, and there's also a dishwashing point and a defib as well. So if the worst happens on your holidays, you just never know, do you? At least there is one on site, and there's the dishwashing and the bins. Now, I mentioned about the motorhome service point. Motorhome service point is just over here. This is really easy to get to as well. You are going to need your own hose pipe. You can see this gentleman here with his Adria twin. He's got his hose pipe connected. So bring your own hose, and you can also dump the grey waste there. So when Jules and I arrived, we found our pitch with the warden, and then we came back and filled our water tank. Right. Let's carry on and head off in this direction. As we do, you can just see these pitches up this end, and as I say, it's a beautifully laid out site, and they do have service pitches running along that side there as well. Right, let's head up to reception and then we're going into town. Now we're back at reception, so when you arrive, you are going to come down a lane and arrive here at the barriers. It'll tell you where to stop. When you arrive, the site team will come out of reception and they'll give you some information about the site. It's good that there are security barriers. I always like to see this on the site. You will get the code, and these operate throughout the day, but they are locked overnight. Again, the information will be in the pack. So that's where you're going to come. Don't arrive before 1 o'clock, obviously, on most of the club sites across the network. That is the time. The reception's open at certain times during the day as well, if you need any assistance or ask any questions. What we're going to do now is we're going to walk back down the lane, which is where we drove in, and at the end of this lane we're going to turn left. That is going to take you straight down to the shores of Windermere. You can, if you're just wanting to go into Bowness town centre, take a bit of a shortcut, still turn left, but when you get to the end of the cemetery there's a path to your right. Take that and you'll cut out a bit of the walk and you'll get straight into town. It takes about 7 minutes to get to town, and it's about 5 minutes to get to the water's edge. I'm going to see you next down at that water's edge. At the end of the lane you're going to end up here. The lake is literally just the other side of where we are. You can buy yourself a speedboat, although you can't go fast on the water because there's a speed limit these days. Years ago there wasn't, but I think it ended up a bit dangerous, so you can't go very fast. But yeah, just under £40,000 for a brand new speedboat. Quite tempted. Jules and I did come down here yesterday in between horrendous rain, and Boaters Bar, we went in here. Now it is mainly a bar, but on the menu they have quite a good selection of pizzas, so we tested out pizza. I had a barbecue chicken, a bit boring I know, but Jules, he had something called Bali Bros, and oh my god, it was probably the best pizza we both agreed we had in a long time. It was very unusual, I'm not going to say any more, but if you're coming, go and try pizza there. It was fabulous. We had a really nice time. And then coming along, there's a couple of shops. Now, chip shops, there is one. I'll talk about that further up in town. But another one is along here. You'll see we've got a gift shop here. And then a bit further down, there's the Quayside Bar and Restaurant. And then there's also a little chip shop called Driftwood just at the end, which somebody on our Facebook post said was quite good, so that might be worth a try. You can see the water just through here. We are continuing on and we're going to go to the main Bowness Pier on our way into the town centre, but this is a more scenic route than the path from the cemetery, and as you can see, various pubs and restaurants as you go. Next stop, Bowness Pier. Now this area is always really busy, but this is where you're going to be able to get right up to the water's edge. Just over there, there's like a little beach area. There's loads of swans and geese on there at the moment. And you can see here the boats. Now, Jules and I today, we are taking the Windermere Lake Cruise, I'll tell you about that soon. And we're going to go up to Ambleside. There's a few different routes you can take, but as I say, we'll come back to that shortly. We've booked our tickets online. I'll put a link in the description below, or you can buy tickets at the little ticket offices. Now we're going to come back here in a minute, because what we're going to do next, before we go on the boat, because that's the exciting bit as far as I'm concerned. I love a boat trip, as you all know. So before we do that, we're going to actually carry on into Bowness town centre. Now the centre again has got a lovely feel, it's very bustly. There's loads of little shops, bakeries, eateries, pubs, chip shops, you name it, it's all going on. So to get into Bowness town centre, you just carry on that way. You carry on walking up round that corner, and that is going to lead up into the centre itself. And you can decide which road you're going to shoot up. Now, Jules and I, we already went up a couple of nights ago, and this time of year, November, it's got a fantastic feel to it. Yes, it was drizzling with rain and it was dark, but it was all nicely lit up. We had a pot around, and in the end, I got some chips at Vinegar Jones. I'm going to give my chips a 7 out of 10, just in case you're wondering. Not a bad chip shop, to be fair. Other places that have been recommended in the town centre by our subscribers are the Albert. Now the Albert is a white pub building, and they have fish and chips called Whale & Chips. On the top end of the price bracket for me, but big portions, so that's one. There's also Hole in the Wall and several other places. So Bowness is a great place to explore, whether it be daytime or evening time, and we've done both. You can also walk from Bowness up to Windermere town. Although this is the Windermere water, there's actually a town of Windermere, and that is a little bit further up the road from Bowness. You can walk up the hill back to it and give that a go as well. So that's the Bowness town centre itself. Lots to do there that will keep you entertained for several days. You can also get buses all around Bowness if you want to go and explore the lakes further. Keswick's great. You've also got Pooley Bridge, which is at the north of the lakes. So lots of places like that. Right, let's next talk about the boat. Now on the boat, it is the Lakeside Cruise, so Windermere Lakeside Cruise. You've got a choice. You can either take one of these boats, these trips that go out throughout the day, or you can actually hire, just over around that corner they're situated, a little electric boat and go off on a little trip yourself, and it's not bad value. If you look here on the map, this is your choice of ferry trips. So we're currently here, as you can see, at Bowness Pier, and there's different routes. We're taking the red route, and the red route is going to take us right up to the top here, and it docks at a place called Waterhead, although it's known really the area as Ambleside, because from Waterhead it's a short walk to Ambleside, and that's where we're going. That's why there's loads of places to explore. So red route, if you just do it as a quick round trip, it's about 75 minutes, but obviously I suggest you do get off and have a little potter around. Price wise, per adult return, it's about £18.60. So that's what Jules and I are going to do now. We're going to get on the boat and chug our way up here, hopefully seeing some beautiful scenery, and we will see you next when we jump off the boat at Waterhead and walk to Ambleside. So that was the Windermere Lakeside Cruise up to Waterhead, then onto Ambleside on foot. That was absolutely brilliant. I love a boat trip. And we sat on the lower deck. I think we'll do the top deck on the way back. Really good commentary all the way through about all the various points of interest and information about the lake and people that have swum it and all sorts. As usual, the one bit of information I took from it was about cormorant poo, which is very acidic apparently. Don't ask me about any other points of interest, but that was absolutely brilliant. So we are here. The boat's just the other side. We've got off and come round. This is Ambleside Pier. So here we are. So this area is actually, as I say, Waterhead. Just over there, I'm just going to mention it before we go anywhere. You might be able to see through the trees, a white building. That's a pub called Water's Edge. Now, I'm not going there on this trip, but that's a place that I normally, if I'm here with my dad, I go there with my dad, and the food is really good, or it was anyway last time I went. So that's definitely worth a pub lunch. There's also a cafe here when you get off the boat, and there's a fish and chip shop as well, Ambleside Fish and Chips, which is just there. So if you're starving when you get off, there you go. So what Jules and I are going to do, you can continue walking just along the water's edge into sort of this villagey part, or if you head up there, Lake Road, that is going to take you straight up into Ambleside. It's about probably 15 to 20 minutes walk. It depends how quick you walk. I'm pretty quick. So Jules and I are going to power off up the road into Ambleside town, and then we'll catch you up there. I think we need some cake and coffee, don't we? Right, come on, let's get going. Jules and I have walked basically all the way up through Ambleside, and we're up near the top. We're at the back of the Ambleside Inn now. As you come up, there's lots of shops, loads of places to stop and eat, and all the sort of things you'd expect in the Lake District. It's really nice though when you get here. You probably won't see it on the camera, but literally between the building line here, you've got a beautiful scenic view. So it is worth coming all the way up to the top here and taking a look down there. And there's more, the street does continue down here. There's more pubs and more places to try. A couple of places that have been recommended are the Apple Pie Cafe. Now the Apple Pie Cafe apparently has a bun called the Bath Bun, which is like a fruity bun. That's apparently worth a try. There's the Copper Pot, which we passed on the way up. And then most of these pubs are pretty good. So it's up to you where you try. We're going to continue just trotting along down here past some of these shops and taking a look in those as we go. Once we've done that, Jules and I are then going to stop and get something to eat. So come on, let's carry on our travels. Jules and I have taken a pit stop, as you can imagine, at Freshers Cafe. This is just outside the town centre. I do recommend you call in here. It's a family business. We even met Doris, who bakes the cakes, bless her. She was absolutely lovely, and she's from Lancashire originally, so still a northerner. Good value food, really nice. I had a sausage bap and Jules had a ham toastie, and then we had a couple of hot drinks. So yeah, definitely put this one on your list, just outside the town centre, as I say, and they've got a lovely seating area outside.
Good-sized portions.
And good sized portions, that's right, Jules. And they did something called a breakfast quiche, and it was like literally a cooked breakfast within a quiche. And there was a lady having that with some baked beans, and that was a good portion as well. We all like a good portion, don't we? Right, on that note, let's continue our travels. We're back now at Ambleside Pier. We've done the town, we've had a great time up there, lovely bustle. We are going to try now to dash to get the boat back up to Windermere, otherwise it means we'll go up to Bowness, otherwise it means we're going to have to wait another 45 minutes. So come on, let's try and get the boat back up to Bowness. I'll see you up there. Are we in time for the boat? Yeah, we have, thanks. Oh, brilliant, thank you.
You getting this one?
12 of Windermere's 18 islands to be found in the central.
Sorry that was a bit rushed at Ambleside as we were leaving. We literally had 30 seconds to get on the boat, so I said what I had to say very quickly, which makes a change, as you'll know. Dived on that boat, and then we had a really nice run back down, and the blue sky, the sky is now blue, the sun is out, it's quite warm for November, and Jules and I sat on the top deck, and as we got on, some fighter jets came flying down Windermere. I think there were 4 of them all together. I got like a photo of a blur, and I think Jules may have captured a little bit of footage, I don't know. But what I'd say, oh, that's fabulous. Definitely recommend Windermere Lake Cruise. We did the red route, £18.40 per adult, and it sails every day of the year apart from Christmas, I think, and from early morning till evening time, depending on obviously the timetable and time of year. So we're now back in Bowness. Jules and I are going to trot into town, get a quick coffee, and then we're going to head back to the pitch and the motorhome. So I will next see you back on the pitch. And we've made it safely back to the pitch at the Camping and Caravanning Club. What an absolutely fantastic time we've had here in Bowness. Absolutely recommend this. I know this site is very busy, so you do have to book well in advance, even midweek when we've come in November, very busy, but oh, absolutely brilliant. We've loved it. I'm going to think about cleaning the motorhome at some point. Jules and I are heading off tomorrow. We're going next to Kendal, so that might be another one that you're interested in. Again, Southern Lake District, easy to access from the M6, and a good stopover if you're heading north or south. We'll find out a bit more about that site together, because I've never been to it, but obviously I've been to Kendal. What else have I got to add about Bowness? The boat trip, absolutely fantastic. Those places we've eaten, they've all been very good. People have given me recommendations on our Facebook page. Obviously, if you're watching this video, please do put recommendations in the comments as well, so other people watching can find out other places to eat and drink and things to do. In the meantime, I'm going to take my boots off. Jules has just made me chuckle. We've got our Yorkshire foot mat here, which consists of some pieces of kitchen roll. I really have got to get myself a mat for winter. I've seen some Christmas ones. Do you think we should get a Christmas one? No, Jules doesn't think so. I went to a garden centre recently and saw some fantastic Christmas mats. So I might get one. If not, I need a mat for my boots, because otherwise kitchen roll just looks so shabby, I'm embarrassed. So yeah, we're going to head in, get the kettle on, put the telly on, and chill out a bit. So that's it for tonight, and then head off tomorrow. I'm going to put links in the description for all the things that we've been doing. They'll be down there so you can check them out. Thanks for watching, obviously, we do appreciate it, and that's about that. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.